Today I'm not standing next to an ordinary SUV. I'm standing next to a car that's quietly making European brands nervous. It's called the Lynk Co 900. And the question isn't, is it good or not? The question is far more burning. Is this the beginning of the end of German SUV dominance? Before you get emotional in the comments, listen until the end. We live in an era where premium SUVs are synonymous with German badges. For years, names like the BMW X5, Mercedes-Benz GLE, and Audi Q7 seemed to be the default answer if someone had a large budget and wanted a luxury SUV. They were playing in their comfort zone. Prices go up, people still buy. Standard features, still considered premium. Brand image, untouched. Then comes the 2026 Lynk Co 900, and this car doesn't enter politely, it enters with confidence. The first time I saw the design, the impression I got wasn't a Chinese car. No, it was futuristic, big, bold. The proportions were bold, the silhouette was long and bold. The headlights are thin, modern, like a concept car forced onto the road without much compromise. This isn't a safe design. It's a design deliberately designed to make people look twice. And frankly, in the parking lot, it doesn't look any cheaper than a European SUV. In fact, from some angles, it looks more progressive. I opened the door, it made a heavy sound. Solid. There was no sense of fragility. As soon as I sat in the driver's seat, one thing was immediately apparent. This wasn't a half-assed car. The interior was modern, clean, dominated by large screens, with a layout that felt like a car of the future. The materials? Soft-touch finishes in almost all high-touch areas. Stitching was neat, the panels felt sturdy, and interestingly, the cabin ambiance was more like a tech lounge than a conventional family SUV. This is where I started to wonder, has the German brand been playing it safe for too long? Because the Lynk Co 900 doesn't look like a brand that's insecure. It comes across as a brand that knows exactly who it's targeting. People who want luxury and technology without having to pay a fortune just for the logo. Now let's talk performance. This 900 variant features a sophisticated hybrid configuration that's not just about fuel economy, but also about instant power. The accelerator pedal response is quick. Torque is immediately felt. Acceleration is smooth but powerful. There's no annoying lag. The transition between the gasoline engine and electric motor feels seamless. Is it as brutal as a German performance SUV? Maybe not, but for 90% of daily use, it's more than adequate. It even feels effortless. What really gave me pause was the suspension. Cars this size usually compromise between comfort and stability, but the 900 feels composed when cruising and remains stable when cornering quickly. Body roll is controlled, the cabin remains quiet, wind and road noise suppression are excellent. And at this point, I began to realize we're seeing a change in the competitive landscape. The technology? This is what's giving many people pause. A large infotainment screen with sharp resolution, smooth animations, comprehensive driving assistance systems, a clear 360-degree camera, responsive semi-autonomous features. It all feels like a complete package, not a paid option. Compare that to German SUVs, which often cost hundreds of millions just for a checklist of features. Here, everything is readily available without any fuss. Now I know what you're thinking, but the brand image is different. Right, brand image isn't built overnight. Germany has a long history, heritage, prestige. But my question is simple. How long will people pay for history when technology and comfort can be had at a more reasonable price? Lynk Co isn't a wild player without foundation. It's part of a large group that also houses the Volvo XC90 in the same ecosystem. This means European safety and engineering DNA is no stranger here. Platform, technology, safety approach, there's a clear influence. And it's noticeable when you drive it. This car doesn't feel haphazardly made. It feels developed to global standards. Climb into the second row and it's spacious. The third row, it's usable, not just a formality. This is a truly usable large family SUV. Rear passenger comfort features are also generous. AC vents, charging ports, ample legroom, everything feels thoughtful. So I return to the original question. Is this the end of the German SUV era? The honest answer, not the end, but it's the beginning of serious pressure. Because for the first time, there's a non-German SUV that isn't a cheap alternative. It's a direct competitor, bold in appearance, aggressive in features, competitive in price, and convincing in driving experience. If you're a rational buyer who values value for money, the Lynk Co 900 is hard to ignore. But if you're an emotional buyer who believes the badge determines everything, you'll probably still be returning to the German showroom. And here's where the real conflict lies. Are we buying a car for the real experience or for social perception? I've driven many premium SUVs, and I can say this without a doubt. The 2026 Lynk Co 900 is no gimmick. It's no half-baked experiment. It's a serious statement that the old dominance is no longer unassailable. It may not yet surpass German SUVs in terms of prestige, but in terms of boldness and value, it's already knocking on the door very hard. And now the ball is in the consumer's court. If you had the budget to match a German premium SUV, but could get more comprehensive technology and a more futuristic design than the Lynk Co 900, would you still choose the badge, or would you choose the best package? Because history has proven that every era has a moment when the kings start to feel comfortable. Then comes a challenger who doesn't care about tradition. And maybe, just maybe, we're witnessing that moment now. So I ask again, is this just another newcomer, or is it truly the beginning of the end of the German SUV era?